Can I ask, what's one of the ways that you feel like you hear God's voice? Like, because I know some people have asked me, like, that have never read any scripture or anything. They like, what you mean when you say, like, hear God's voice or understand God? I would describe it as what some people call intuition or discernment. Yeah. God shows up for me. Yeah, God shows up for me in discernment. Like, it's like
you knew better.
Like, I literally have been in situations. There was a time when I went to a restaurant, me and Reed, and it was like probably like 3 or 4 a.m. and there was nobody in the restaurant. And when I walked in, I had this overwhelming feeling of just dread, like something so bad was gonna happen. And I was just like, oh, I'm so uncomfortable, but I'm so hungry that I'm gonna be disobedient. I'm just gonna sit down, but I know that something doesn't feel right. So I try to sit next to the door, so if something goes down, I can leave. The hostess was like, you can't sit there, sit in the back corner. And so it's just me in here, you know. Reed is going, he's doing his own thing, whatever. And these people come in the room and they sit down at a table right behind me, and I notice they're taking pictures of me. And I noticed that a car pulls up, and then I'm like, this is so weird. And then another guy comes in, he has on a mask, and he sits next to the guy who was taking a picture of me. And I realized they was trying to sex traffic me. Yeah. They was trying to sex traffic me. And that was God showing up for me, though. That was God being like, something is about to go down. This is your discernment. I'm alerting you. I got up, paid for my food, left everything, ran straight to the car. And then they left right after I left. Mm-hmm. But that was God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's how God shows up for me with discernment. Like, it's just an overwhelming feeling. And that's how I know when I'm hearing his voice.
Yeah. I would say it's the same for me, but, like, even with smaller situations, like, people you know you're not supposed to be hanging out with, like, why are you hanging out with them? Every time you go see them, something happens. Every time you go see them, you feel like you should not be going. I promise you, I had one friend. It just never, ever, ever felt right. I would literally be walking up the stairs ready to go outside. I'm like, bro, I should not be going. And every time I regret it. And I think that's how God shows up for me as well. Like, discernment is just like, you know you shouldn't be going over there. Mm-hmm. Like, that's pretty much. How does God talk to you?
This is going to sound bad, but I feel like I haven't heard God in a minute.
Mm. That's fair, though. That's fair. That's a part of it. Don't get discouraged. Yeah. And actually, you're in a really good place. Russie just told you that she felt like she was in a place where she was isolated and she felt like she was crumbling. And I'll be honest with you, Danny, you're in a good place. I was in that place last year. Dayla, remember? Last year, and it was the scariest place because I had never, I started diagnosing myself. I said, it's depression. Remember, Dayla? I said, seasonal depression. Yeah. Okay, well, maybe it's this and this. Maybe it's all these things. And, I couldn't sleep. Y'all know I would be strung out on my bed, butt naked, just
not actually strung out. Oh. She just means like laid on the bed.
Laid out on my bed.
Choose a better way.
Okay, well, yeah, because I'm from the country, and that just means you laid out.
Seem like we do drugs.
Yeah.
Strung out mean you do heroin.
No, I thought it was strung out on drugs.
Or strung out on my bed meant I was just laid out across the bed. But anyway, and it was really just God saying, get to me.
Ain't nothing wrong with you.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, Danny.
But we just said if you ain't hearing his voice, that means you ain't sitting close enough.
Hold on. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know how to pray.
Because he knows she's gonna come looking for him. So this is your time to go looking.
Yep.
I have, intensely though.
Yeah.
Wait.
Go ahead.
I was about to say something to Danny.
Yeah.
Danny, also, one of the things that I felt like I failed in the first time that I attempted to build a relationship with God was I kept on comparing my relationship to other people's. And I was like, well, if she did this and if this happened with her, then I need to do that too. But a relationship with you and God is a relationship with you and God. It's not a relationship with you, God, and Dale. It's not a relationship with you, God, and Mama. It's a relationship with you and God. And you have to really establish that on your own. You have to figure out how that is going to work with you and God. You know?
I used to get scared when I realized, like, dang, I can't depend on mommy's relationship with
I
God.
know. That's how I felt.
Like, when I moved out the house, I was like, damn, I'm on my own. Like, I really have to do this. Like, and then Reed really started to build his own relationship with God. And
made you feel left out.
It made me feel left out. Yeah. I was like, dang, Mama got this crazy good relationship with God. He be listening to her. Mama asks for anything and she get it.
I know.
Like, literally. Mama be like, oh, God, can I get this? He be like, yeah, you can get that. Like, literally. But Mama
But you know what that's called?
You wasn't sitting next to God, baby. You was sitting on God's lap.
No.
Like, he was standing under you.
But you know what that's called, though?
What?
But it's called intimacy and relationship with God. But I experienced a quiet place. The beautiful part about your relationship, like, here's the thing. My relationship with Dale is different from my relationship with y'all. Right. My relationship with Dayla is different from my relationship with everybody, all four of y'all. And that's just a taste of how different God's relationship is with all of us. What I had to do was sit with him and literally say, God, teach me how to be close to you again. Teach me how to pray. God, my spirit is quenched. Please hydrate me. I love what God has created here. And what we do well together is we fly like those birds when there's one in the front and then they fly an arrow. And whenever one is tired or they're feeling inadequate, they shift. And if Danny feels like she's not feeling God's presence, then that's an opportunity for us to go and pray for her and cover her differently. You know, when you're going through something, Dale or Dayla or Rusty or even me, I'm really loud and vocal about it. I'm not one of those parents that be like, yo, I'm not telling y'all we're going through a financial hardship, right? I'm vocal about it because I trust that you guys are our prayer warriors.
What's up,